getting ready to fire off the Spitfire. Conditions today are overcast, cloudy, and with winds about 7 to 10 miles per hour. So hopefully launches will all be successful with recoveries today. That was a successful launch, and they went pretty much straight up and it came down pretty quick because it didn't go very high, but successful launch, parachute deployed without burning, and the recovery wadding landed about 10 feet away from where the rocket landed. So launch number 1 was a success, so 1 for 1 so far. This next rocket is the Purple Firestreak. It's got a streamer recovery system with a B engine, so it will go higher, but it will fall faster than the previous rocket, which had a parachute. One of the streamers did come off, so it's only got 1 streamer, but it's a red streamer, so it should aid in visibility of the rocket during launch and fall back to Earth. The streamer didn't deploy. The streamer during the recovery process got jammed up in the rocket. It still fell successfully, but at a much faster rate than it would have normally. Hopefully the streamer didn't get totally fried. Looking at the tube, it looks like the recovery wadding didn't eject either. So we'll have to, it was a successful deployment, and that the nose cone came off, slowing its descent somewhat, but the recovery looks like the cord did get frayed a little bit, but it landed without damage. So it can be flown again, and maybe just a little bit too much recovery wadding, but partial deployment, successful recovery. Bye.
Okay, what can you tell us about this rocket?
It's shorter.
Well, if you remember from a previous video, the GoldenEye was about yay long, took a casualty, some damage to the front end along with the torn body. So after some life recovery surgery here, we have reconnected the 2 pieces of tubes, the new reinforced middle, a band-aid of masking tape around the sensitive spot. We've cut a new surface on the front of the nose cone. We have attached new bungee cord, and while we've lost maybe 6-8 inches, the GoldenEye is ready to fly another day. Got a C63 engine in, so we're going to explore new heights and see if it is still fairly stable with this repair job. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Nice slow descent. Nice gentle descent. A successful recovery. Falling in style. Ready for another day.
Well, this is the Sidewinder, the helicopter rocket. As you might remember, the last time we had a failed launch. It got stuck on the launch pad for some reason. Either the launch rod or the launch lugs weren't greased enough, and it got stuck. So we're hoping for a better result and a successful flight and recovery of this rocket. Helicopter recovery system, it should provide a smooth descent and hopefully a successful recovery with no damage. It's got a C engine, so because of the weight, it needs that to get up to a sufficient height. It's got a 5-second delay, so it won't be helicoptering as much as if it had a 3-second delay, but this rocket hasn't flown in a while. It's great, and when it does fly successfully, so hopefully that will be the case today.
Didn't work too well. What do we know?
It blew apart during the recovery process. I think it had way too long of a delay in it, for one thing. It probably still would have blown up, it looks like. I don't think it had anything to do with the trajectory. We might have been able to recover more of it had we shot it straight up, but it probably would have blown apart into several pieces and probably not been repairable. So the only part we're able to recover is the lower fins and the engine mount. The rotors are up in the tree, and the rest of the rocket, the nose cone, the body, is somewhere in the woods. Good rocket, but obviously whether it was due to age or just normal wear and tear or design flaw, it didn't survive. So maybe that's why they didn't make that many with the helicopter recovery system. It unfortunately wasn't destined for many flights. Probably got about 6 flights out of it in the probably 10 years we had it. So, oh well, we got more rockets that are still intact. It's just that this one has met its end.
Today we are also going to launch the B. The B is probably the second one in the homemade creation. Had 2 or 3 successful flights. Very nice logos, even if they're not all B's located on there. Got a C65 engine in there, taking into account the additional delay and where we are going to align it. Got a medium-sized parachute. Still got the same breeze and still a chance of sprinklers. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Another successful catch. Quick detour at the end had to really kick up the pace. Looks to be intact. A bit of a strong breeze at the end to really get the legs moving, but another catch, successful recovery, and ready for another time.
Because one of mine got lost, and so we figured we'd try another successful launch of this one. Hopefully it'll have a successful deployment of the streamer this time. It was partial deployment last time, so hopefully we'll have another successful launch. It's another B engine, so won't go super high, but high enough to hopefully drift back a little bit. Successful launch and deployment of the recovery streamer. Didn't get caught this time, but appears there's minimal to no extra damage to the rocket, so it should be good to fly again another day
With a new streamer.